In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NHL games happening on October 19, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NHL games after fully watching this video. One thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Vegas Golden Knights versus Florida Panthers. In a highly anticipated NHL showdown, the Vegas Golden Knights will take on the defending Stanley Cup champions, the Florida Panthers, at Amerant Bank Arena on October 19th. Vegas is looking to rebound after a narrow 4-3 road loss against the Tampa Bay Lightning, hoping to reclaim momentum and notch another victory. On the other side, Florida is eager to secure their 4th win of the season, following a tough 3-2 overtime loss at home to the Vancouver Canucks. With both teams eyeing a bounce-back performance, the stage is set for an exciting clash. The Golden Knights enter this matchup in search of a way to snap their current 2-game losing streak, while the Panthers will aim to use their home ice advantage to put their overtime disappointment behind them. Florida's defense has been shaky in recent games, allowing exactly 3 goals in each of their last 3 contests. However, their penalty kill has performed well to start the season, limiting opposing teams' power play opportunities. Meanwhile, Vegas has struggled defensively on the road, surrendering 4 goals in each of their last 2 games and remaining winless away from home thus far. Looking at the betting landscape, the Golden Knights at plus money offer intriguing value, especially given Florida's early season struggles with injuries and occasional lapses on defense. The Panthers have already suffered some disappointing losses, making them seem vulnerable. Yet, they tend to elevate their play when skating at home, and with a challenging opponent like Vegas, they're likely to come out with a renewed sense of urgency. Recent head-to-head history also favors Florida, as they've outscored Vegas 8-3 across their last 2 meetings. While Vegas's offense has carried much of the burden early in the season, their road performances have been underwhelming, which could make this a difficult test. These 2 squads are closely matched, but I'll give a slight edge to Florida's veteran goaltender Sergei Bobrovsky and the Panthers on home ice, so the Florida Panthers money line is our full game side pick. While both teams are known for their offensive prowess, it's important to note that injuries have impacted their lineup depth, and both sides feature reliable goaltending. Neither team has been particularly aggressive in generating shots on net, which could limit scoring opportunities. The Golden Knights currently rank 29th in the league with just 26.4 shots on goal per game, while the Panthers are 21st, averaging 28 shots per game. With Sergei Bobrovsky and Ilya Samsonov likely tending the nets, it's hard to envision a scenario where either team gives up a high number of goals. Given these factors, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Minnesota Wild versus Columbus Blue Jackets. Hockey fans are in for a treat this weekend as the Minnesota Wild travel to face the Columbus Blue Jackets in a non-conference NHL showdown. The action unfolds on Saturday night at Nationwide Arena, providing an early season opportunity for both teams to build momentum. The Wild currently hold 4th place in the Central Division and are coming off a solid 4-1 road win against the St. Louis Blues on Tuesday. Meanwhile, the Blue Jackets sit in 5th place in the Metropolitan Division, riding the high of a thrilling 6-4 home victory over the Buffalo Sabres on Thursday. This will be the second and final meeting between these teams this season, with the Wild having edged out the Blue Jackets 3-2 at home on October 10th. The Minnesota Wild appears to have a slight edge heading into this matchup, particularly when it comes to face-off success. Minnesota currently ranks 16th in the NHL, winning 49.6% of their face-offs, while Columbus sits close behind at 18th, winning 49.0% of theirs. While the difference may seem minor, controlling face-offs can significantly influence possession and the game's tempo. Beyond face-offs, the Wild have been more consistent defensively over their last 3 games, allowing just 2.3 goals per game during that span. In comparison, Columbus has struggled to keep opponents off the scoreboard, giving up an average of 4 goals per game across their last 3 contests. Minnesota has also dominated recent head-to-head matchups, winning 8 of the last 10 meetings between these teams. That stretch includes their 3-2 victory over Columbus earlier this month. With the Blue Jackets conceding 4 goals in each of their last 3 games, they face an uphill battle against a disciplined Wild team that has been locking down defensively. Minnesota's recent success and ability to limit scoring opportunities make them the more reliable option in this game. Given these factors, the Minnesota Wild to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. While Columbus boasts a dangerous offense capable of lighting up the scoreboard, the Wild's defensive approach could dictate the flow of this game. The Blue Jackets will depend on their defensive core, including Damon Severson and Ivan Provorov, to generate turnovers in their own zone and limit Minnesota's shot attempts. This will be essential in giving goaltender Elvis Merzlikins the best chance to come up with big saves and keep the game within reach. On the other side, the Wild's defensive unit has been in excellent form, anchored by Brock Faber, Jonas Brodin, and Jacob Middleton. Their ability to disrupt plays in both the neutral and defensive zones will be critical in stifling the Blue Jackets' attack. Goaltender Philip Gustafsson, who has allowed only 3 goals over the team's last 2 games, will be ready to continue his strong play between the pipes. Given both teams' emphasis on defense, this contest is unlikely to turn into a high-scoring affair. The Wild's ability to limit scoring chances and Columbus's efforts to do the same suggest that the game will stay under the projected total. A low-scoring outcome feels likely, making under the projected total our full game total pick. Vancouver Canucks versus Philadelphia Flyers. A pair of teams, both eager to notch a victory, will clash on the ice in an interconference matchup taking place in Philadelphia, known as the City of Brotherly Love. The Vancouver Canucks are traveling across the continent to square off against the Philadelphia Flyers on Saturday night. Vancouver enters this game fresh off a thrilling 3-2 overtime win on the road against the Florida Panthers on Thursday. Meanwhile, the Flyers concluded a 4-game road trip to open their season with a tough 6-4 loss to the Seattle Kraken that same night. Historically, the Flyers have had the upper hand in recent matchups, going 7-1-2 in the last 10 meetings between these two teams and winning the last 3 head-to-head contests. This includes a dramatic 3-2 shootout victory in Vancouver on October 11th, the first encounter between the clubs this season. Both squads enter Saturday's matchup seeking only their 2nd win of the young season, but the Flyers may benefit from their first chance to play in front of their home crowd. Although Philadelphia has had trouble defensively, surrendering 6, 4, and 6 goals in their last 3 outings, returning home could provide a much-needed boost. On the other hand, Vancouver's start has been somewhat underwhelming despite some competitive showings. However, the Canucks have an opportunity to exploit Philadelphia's defensive vulnerabilities, which have been exposed during the Flyers' opening road trip. Philadelphia's first victory over Vancouver earlier this season came in a shootout, but the Flyers have since stumbled, going 0-2-1 in the remainder of their road trip. This slump included a frustrating overtime loss to the Edmonton Oilers and a late-game collapse against Seattle. Vancouver's performance hasn't been stellar either, as the team has managed just 1 win in its first 4 games, though they've earned points in 3 of those contests. The Canucks gained some confidence with their victory over the reigning Stanley Cup champion Panthers on Thursday, and will look to build on that success to even their record. Given the Canucks' potential to carry momentum from their recent win, the Vancouver Canucks money line is our full game side pick. In terms of scoring trends, the Canucks have generally leaned towards lower-scoring games, with 3 of their first 4 matchups falling under the set total. Vancouver is currently averaging 6.25 total goals per game across the season, though that figure drops to an even 5 goals per game in their 2 road appearances. On the other hand, the Flyers have seen higher scoring affairs, with 3 of their first 4 games hitting the over. Philadelphia's contests have featured an average of 7.5 total goals per game so far, although this will be their first home game of the season. Last year, Flyers home games averaged a more modest total of 5.68 goals, suggesting a potential shift in scoring trends now that they're back on familiar ice. In their first meeting this season, these two teams combined for only 5 goals, even with the shootout marker included, signaling the potential for another tightly contested, low-scoring affair. 8 of their last 10 meetings have also stayed under the total. Offensive production has been a challenge for both teams early this season. The Flyers rank 18th in the league in goals per game despite placing 7th in shots per game, showing a lack of efficiency in converting scoring opportunities. The Canucks have faced similar struggles, ranking 21st in goals per game and 22nd in shots per game. With both offenses sputtering, it is reasonable to expect a slower-paced, defensive battle. Given the track record between these teams and their recent performances, betting on the under appears to be a prudent choice. The under has hit in 8 of the last 10 meetings between these clubs, reinforcing the expectation of another low-scoring contest. Therefore, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.